Welcome back. It's Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz, and we are joined by Joe Lyons. He's the Mayor Pro Tem of the beautiful city of Claremont. And so I want to speak with you about cities and how cities work to revitalize blighted areas, how cities hope to bring housing to those that may have less resources. We know that there was a tool called redevelopment that was eliminated. Some versions of it may be coming back. Speaker designate Tony Atkins is looking at that. But I do want to get a sense of what Claremont is doing on the question of affordable housing, because that's one area where there may be some movement on the state side.
Yes, and Claremont just recently put together a housing element plan, which is required by the state every 7 years to accommodate future growth and to provide for all of the spectrums of income for its residents. And
but that could be challenging when you think about a city like Claremont, which is fairly upscale with some outstanding universities in its midst, and so it's a tricky one.
It's a challenge, and it's a challenge doubly so because although I think our community is more than willing to embrace the concept and principle of fair housing, with a city that's built out, it's difficult to meet some of the demands for high-density housing that the element seems to force, the arena numbers.
Is there a way to look at mixed use as a way to bring some affordable elements to a complex, but yet allow the developer to meet its financial desires through bottom floor retail?
And mixed use is one of the options to intermingle affordable housing opportunities within them. The other is, again, what many consider the large complex type, which again spreads the cost over a large number of units that are at very high density.
So there'd be a few units within a large complex. How does the Gold Line, though, play into this?
That's a good point. One of the conditions or one of the requirements that the new housing elements are supposed to address are locations to transit and transit-oriented development is what it's called. And so they encourage that also. That's prime real estate, as one can imagine, and that is one of the issues that does make it a bit more difficult to meet all of the criteria. However, Claremont was, I think, ahead of that curve when we did put in a low-cost housing element right next to our depot, and that certainly has been, I think, a model.
And when you say depot, meaning for the Gold Line?
For the Gold Line.
When do we expect that to open, though? Do we know?
Well, Claremont, it may take a while. We've been kind of put on and off the priority list, but we do have the Metrolink station, and so it is in that, and that will serve both the Gold Line and Metrolink lines, and so this development was adjacent to it. So ahead of the game on that one, but again, the new element is requiring us to, again, come up with locations to accommodate very low and low
But do you even have the real estate?
That's the difficulty that we're facing in a city that is built out. We have to be able to provide options for just infill and for spread. There's not a lot, and again, but I think what we find most frustrating is that the way in which the formulas are derived, and the way in which the suggested way of meeting those are kind of formulated, they're not promoting an integrated approach where we could look at infill, we could look at purchasing properties, distressed properties, and doing
you don't have the redevelopment tool to purchase distressed properties.
Bottom line is we no longer have that.
Okay, his name is Joe Lyons. He is the Mayor Pro Tem of Claremont. My name is Brad Pomerantz. Thank you so much for watching Time Warner Cable's local edition.